So I want to tell you why it's important to incorporate and for most people to become an S Corp. Even though there's accountants, lawyers, and other people out there telling you that you're not big enough, you're not doing enough business to justify it, or you should be an LLC. First of all, let me address the LLC issue, because when people become an LLC, the IRS doesn't recognize that. There are no tax benefits to being an LLC. You want to be an LLC for legal purposes. And 100% of the time, if you're starting a business, you're going to be a sole proprietor, a solopreneur, you want to be an S Corp. Okay, and I'm going to explain why. First of all, when you start a business, you're considered a sole proprietor. And that is the worst way to do business. Number one, because you're commingling your personal with your business expenses. And even if you have a separate business bank account, you are likely, a lot more likely to be audited by the IRS as a sole proprietor. And I'll tell you, there's reasons for that. Number one, it's like shooting fish in a barrel for them. Most sole proprietors are sole proprietors because they don't have somebody like me advising them to be a corporation. And knowing that they're not getting professional advice, most sole proprietors don't keep good books and records. Another reason why you don't want to be a sole proprietor is because you have to pay 15% in self-employment tax, which is Social Security tax, on your net profits. So that means that even if you're below the poverty level, let's say you make $20,000, and there's a lot of people that are operating businesses below the poverty level, you still have to pay $3,000 in self-employment taxes. That's not income tax. So even if your income tax is zero, you're still $3,000 behind. Another reason why you don't want to be a sole proprietor is because your personal credit is affected. Now, when you set up a corporation, you could actually set up credit outside of your personal Social Security number. And that's what you want to do. When you have a business, I don't care if you're losing money or if you're making money, you want to keep it, your business and your personal separate. And last but not least, as a sole proprietor, you get no legal protection. I know that people cover that with the LLC, but like I said, an LLC does not give you any tax benefits. Now, when you become a corporation, so even if you're losing money, and people think that, I'm not big enough. When I start making money, I'll see an accountant. That's not true, and I'll tell you why. As soon as you start your business, you have expenses, because a lot of the stuff that you've been using personally becomes business property. And I don't want to get into details now, but there are major tax benefits to being a corporation. Now, whether or not you become an S Corp depends on your current tax situation. So let's say you have a job and you're making 50, 60, 70, even 100,000 a year, and you're getting a W-2 that you're paying taxes on, and you have federal withholding. So you start a business, and I'm telling you, you already have business expenses. Some businesses never even see a penny in revenue, which is a tragedy, but it's less of a tragedy if they at least got the tax benefits from those expenses. And it happens tens of millions of times a year. Now, what you want to do is you want to capture those expenses. And if you're an S Corp and you show a loss, it's going to reduce your taxable income on your tax return. So let's say you lose 10,000 and you made 50,000 as a W-2. Well, now you're only paying taxes on 40,000. And guess what? Your job is taking money out of your paycheck as if you're making 50. So what happens? When that happens, you wind up getting more money back than you would have. Now, yeah, it costs money to incorporate. It's not free, but that investment pays dividends tenfold. And that's what I want people to understand. It depending on what state you're in, it costs anywhere from $600 to $850 to incorporate. Now I know that's an expense, but if you're serious about this, if you want to be in business and you want to get all of the tax benefits that rich people get, that wealthy people get, this is what you need to do. So that's why you should incorporate, folks. I hope that helps. I hope it clears up some of the mystery and confusion. And if you have any questions, always feel free to contact me. Go to timewithjoe.com. God bless. Thank you. Over and out.